He can't hide his feelings anymore. The shift is too strong. And if you've been sensing something in your chest lately, that's because his soul has been moving toward you with a force he can no longer silence. What I'm about to reveal to you happens right before a powerful breakthrough. And by the end of this message, you'll understand why the universe has been nudging your intuition so insistently. Before we dive deeper, take a second to subscribe to this channel so you don't miss the messages that arrive exactly when your spirit needs them. These words are meant for you, and if they reached your hands today, it's because your connection is awakening in ways you may not have imagined. The shift is too strong for him to deny now. Something within him has cracked open, revealing emotions he once tried to bury. You may have felt this as sudden waves of intensity, surges of longing, or intuitive whispers that seem to call his name. He tried to hide what he felt behind logic, distance, or silence. But the heart has its own timing, and right now, his soul has risen into a place where the truth is louder than his fears. You can almost feel this change vibrate through you. It appears as a subtle warmth in your chest, a sudden thought of him, or a moment where your spirit feels pulled toward something invisible yet unmistakably familiar. This awakening begins gently, like a quiet tremor. First he resists it. He questions it. He pushes it aside. But the shift is too strong now, and suppression has become impossible. His dreams reveal what his voice cannot. He wakes carrying emotions he doesn't understand, yet he feels them with a clarity that terrifies him in the most sacred way. You might sense these nights two moments when your energy feels heavier or more alert, as though your soul is responding to something happening within his. He remembers you in flashes, in sensations, in moments that don't belong to the mind but to the heart. This is the first sign that his emotional walls are dissolving. His spirit reaches for you without permission, without planning, without control. The connection pulls him into a truth he has avoided for too long. You may feel this pull as sudden magnetism, a soft ache, a tender recognition that comes without warning. The way he feels you has changed. What once felt like curiosity now feels like inevitability. What once felt like confusion now feels like awakening. And you, even in silence, are part of this transformation. Your growth, your energy, your rising vibration, all of it affects him in ways he doesn't yet have language for. He starts noticing signs he once ignored. Songs, numbers, dreams, memories, they all point back to you. The shift inside him guides him toward what his soul always knew. You may notice the same patterns on your side, as though your energies are synchronizing in real time. His heart begins to ache in a way that isn't painful but revealing. It tells him what he's been refusing to acknowledge. You matter more than he allowed himself to feel. You might feel this ache too, a gentle tug that reminds you that something bigger is unfolding beneath the surface. His fears begin to loosen. Not disappear but loosen. Enough for truth to break through the cracks. He realizes that hiding his feelings has only deepened them. Avoidance has become connection. Silence has become longing. Distance has become magnetism. You may sense his vulnerability growing, even if you haven't spoken. A softness rises inside him, echoing softly within your own heart. He becomes aware of your presence even in your absence. Your memory doesn't fade, it intensifies. You might feel a sudden warmth or a subtle energy shift during these moments, as though he is thinking of you so deeply that the signal reaches your spirit. The universe aligns everything to make the truth unavoidable. He sees reminders of you in places he didn't expect, signs that feel too precise to ignore. You might notice synchronicities increasing too, confirming that this awakening is shared. He reaches a moment where resistance becomes exhaustion. His heart has been speaking louder than his mind, and he can no longer pretend he doesn't hear it. You may feel a calm settling inside you, as though something in the unseen finally clicked into place. This is the beginning of emotional surrender. His walls crumble, his guard weakens, and the truth emerges with a force greater than fear. And you feel it too because your souls are connected in ways neither of you can fully explain. The shift inside him is real. His feelings are rising. And no matter how much he tries, he can't hide them anymore. If my words have brought you even a small sense of clarity so far, let me give you more because your openness allows this message to go deeper. When your heart is receptive, the universe reveals truths it normally keeps hidden. And today it wants you to understand just how powerful this shift inside him truly is. As the energy rises within him, he starts noticing emotions he can no longer silence. They move through him like waves, unexpected, unplanned, and undeniably real. He may not speak them, but he feels them with an intensity he's never known. You might sense these waves too, as sudden bursts of emotion that feel shared rather than personal. The connection echoes between your hearts. He begins to realize that every attempt to distance himself only made his feelings stronger. What he thought he could hide, suppress, or forget now stands in front of him with overwhelming clarity. You may feel a quiet certainty blooming inside you, as though your soul recognizes that something is shifting in his. His heart becomes restless, not anxious but awakened. He senses something calling him, something familiar that he hasn't fully understood until now. You might feel an inner pull at the same time, a feeling that something unseen is aligning. He starts noticing the emotional imprint you left on him. It appears in moments of silence, in the middle of the night, or during times when he least expects it. This is the shift growing stronger. You may feel your intuition sharpening, sensing truths you couldn't put into words before. As the emotional barriers collapse, his spirit becomes more honest than his voice. He feels connected to you even when he's trying to think logically. You may feel the same internal contradiction, your mind quiet, but your heart louder and clearer than ever. He begins recognizing the difference between desire and truth. Desire fades, truth remains, and you are the truth he can't escape. You might feel a surge of warmth when he reaches this stage, as if your heart is responding to something happening in his. His denial cracks open. A single moment, a single memory, or a single dream can shift everything. He realizes he never stopped feeling you were simply hidden beneath his fear. You may find yourself remembering things too, memories you hadn't thought of in a long time. This is the soul synchronizing. The shift becomes physical. He feels your energy even when you are far away. He senses when you're thinking of him, missing him, or withdrawing from him. You may feel tingles, heart flutters, or emotional waves that appear out of nowhere, mirroring his inner experience. He no longer controls the emotional flow. His feelings rise without permission, breaking through the walls he built for years. You might feel this rise as a sudden sense of connection, like a soft pressure around your chest. He becomes aware of the emptiness he tried to fill without you. That awareness is painful but transformative. Pushes him toward healing. You may feel emotional release on your side too, as though old wounds are finally lifting from both hearts. His dreams intensify again, revealing what he has been avoiding. These dreams don't confuse him anymore, they guide him. You may have similar dreams, connected through the same spiritual thread. His soul begins to crave authenticity. He wants to feel, not hide, to understand, not escape, to move forward, not backward. You may feel a new inner strength rising inside you, as if your own soul is preparing for a breakthrough. He becomes more tuned into the consequences of losing you. This realization hits him deeper than any fear he once had. You might feel a shift in your energy too, a kind of quiet certainty that wasn't there before. His heart opens slowly, tenderly, but undeniably. This is the moment when the shift becomes irreversible. And you feel it echo within you, because your souls are aligned in ways the mind can't explain. The truth inside him grows louder every day. He can't run from it. He can't numb it. He can't hide it anymore. The shift is simply too strong. If what you've read so far has brought even a little clarity to your heart, then let me offer you more in return. Your willingness to receive these truths opens the doorway for deeper understanding, and because of that, the universe allows this next layer of his awakening to be revealed to you now. As the shift grows stronger inside him, he starts feeling emotions he once believed were buried. They rise quietly at first, then suddenly, as if his heart can no longer hold the weight of what he feels for you. You might sense these moments as sudden warmth, tingles, or a quiet knowing that something within him is unraveling in your direction. His inner world becomes louder than his outer world. Even if he tries to appear composed, his silence carries a different energy, now one filled with longing, truth, and awakening. You may feel the intensity of this silence too, like an invisible thread tightening between your hearts. He begins questioning why your presence lingers in his thoughts more persistently than before. The shift disrupts his routine, his logic, and even his emotional defenses. You might find yourself feeling unexpectedly emotional at the same time, mirroring his inner turbulence. His heart pulls him toward memories he didn't choose to revisit. They appear vividly, bringing him back to moments that once felt simple but now feel sacred. You may feel similar flashes, soft, emotional reminders of him that appear without any clear trigger. He can no longer numb his truth. Every attempt to distract himself only magnifies what he feels. This is the shift pushing him toward emotional honesty. You might sense a rise in your intuition during this phase, a certainty that his awakening is unfolding beneath the surface. The connection becomes undeniable for him. It vibrates through moments of stillness, reminding him that what he feels isn't temporary, it's real. You may feel these vibrations too, especially during quiet times, as though your spirits are synchronizing. He starts recognizing that what he feels for you has a depth he never experienced before. This realization both comforts and terrifies him, all at once. You might feel waves of tenderness, as if your heart is responding to his discovery. His emotional resistance weakens. What once felt impossible to admit now feels impossible to hide. He begins softening, not because he wants to, but because his soul is guiding him toward truth. You may sense your own heart softening during this phase, as though you're preparing energetically for something to shift. He feels your energy more intensely than ever. Even your silence holds meaning for him now. The shift heightens his sensitivity to everything connected to you. You might notice sudden feelings of connection, as if his thoughts are brushing against your spirit. He becomes aware of the emotional impact you have on him. It surprises him how deeply he feels you even without words, without presence, without physical contact. You may feel a mirrored awareness, recognizing the bond as something alive and active. His soul begins nudging him toward healing. Old fears rise so they can be released, not so they can return. This is his awakening, clearing space for truth. You may feel emotional release too, as though old weight is lifting from your heart. The shift pushes him into moments of vulnerability he can't control. He feels exposed, yet strangely relieved, as if a burden has finally cracked open. You may feel this vulnerability echo inside you, pulling your spirit into compassion and understanding. He starts realizing the magnitude of his connection to you. It's no longer something he can reason away. It feels bigger than his explanations. You might feel an expanding sense of knowing, like your heart already understands where this is leading. The truth inside him becomes louder than his doubts. His feelings rise in strength, clarity, and intensity. And you feel every ripple of it because your souls are tied in ways words will never fully capture. The shift is unstoppable now. His heart is awakening. And no matter how hard he tries, he can't hide what he feels anymore. If what you've received so far has resonated with your heart, then let me offer even more in return, because your openness invites deeper truth. The universe responds to those who listen with sincerity, and today it wants to show you the hidden layers of the shift happening inside him. As this transformation intensifies, he begins feeling your energy with a clarity he never allowed himself to experience before. It comes to him in quiet moments, during a pause, a breath, a memory he didn't expect. You may feel this too, like the sensation of being gently thought of from afar. He starts noticing that certain emotions rise only when he thinks of you. It confuses him at first. How something so distant can feel so present, so powerful. You might feel sudden waves of emotion at the exact moments his heart drifts toward yours. His spirit becomes restless, not because he wants to walk away, but because he can't silence the truth any longer. The shift shakes him awake from a comfort he built to protect himself. You may feel this restlessness as an inner stirring that comes without explanation. He begins replaying conversations, moments, and small gestures that once seemed insignificant but now carry deeper meaning. These memories awaken softness inside him. You may feel tenderness rising unexpectedly, as though you're sensing his emotional reflection. His inner resistance weakens more each day. The walls he built around his feelings are no longer strong enough to contain what his heart is trying to reveal. You might feel your own walls softening too, preparing for something your soul knows is coming. The shift pushes him closer to honesty with himself. He begins to admit, even quietly, that his feelings never disappeared. They only waited. You may experience a sudden clarity, a knowing that feels calm and stable. He becomes sensitive to your energetic presence. Even when you're silent, he feels you, like a warm shadow, like a heartbeat echoing across distance. You may feel a magnetic pull, as if your spirits are gently leaning toward one another. His heart starts wanting more truth than protection. He understands that hiding only deepened his longing. You might feel this longing too, rising in ways you didn't expect. He begins recognizing that what he feels is sacred, not confusing. It carries a depth that doesn't fade with time, it grows. You may feel your intuition strengthening during this phase, confirming that the shift is real. He feels guided toward memories that heal rather than hurt. These memories illuminate what his heart has been trying to understand. You might feel a wave of nostalgia rising in your spirit, tied to moments you didn't realize were significant. The shift becomes undeniable when he realizes how deeply he misses the parts of himself that awakened around you. That recognition changes him. You might feel your soul lighting up, as if responding to his realization. He becomes aware of the emotional space you hold in his life. Space he never meant to give away, yet can't take back. You may feel warm, connected, or suddenly emotional, mirroring his awareness. He stops trying to control the connection. Instead, he begins surrendering to it, even if quietly, even if only within himself. You may feel a calming energy, like something inside you settling into place. His feelings rise in depth and clarity. They no longer whisper, they speak, they pulse, they demand his attention. You might feel pulses of energy, like soft waves moving through your chest. His soul begins guiding him toward understanding the bond, not running from it. He starts to embrace what once frightened him. You may feel a quiet courage rising within you too. The shift reaches a point where pretending becomes impossible. His heart refuses to be silenced anymore. And you feel every movement of this awakening because your souls are intertwined beyond the limits of distance, time, or silence. He can't hide his feelings anymore. The shift inside him is real, powerful, and it grows stronger with every breath he takes in your direction. If the words you've received so far have brought you peace, understanding, or even a small spark of clarity, let me offer you even more, because your openness creates the space for deeper truth to arrive. When your heart receives, the universe responds, and today it wants you to see how profoundly this shift has been transforming him from within. As the shift grows stronger, he begins noticing that the emotions he once pushed away are now rising with undeniable force. They surface at unexpected times, during quiet moments, during rest, even during distractions he once used to avoid thinking of you. You may feel these emotional surges, as though a wave passes through you without warning. He becomes aware that his heart reacts to you before his mind has time to interfere. This is the moment he realizes he no longer has control over how deeply he feels. You might sense an intuitive nudge at the same time, a whisper that something in him is changing. He starts paying attention to the softness that awakens inside him. It's a softness he hasn't allowed himself to feel in a long time, one that pushes him toward emotional honesty. You may feel a tenderness rising within you too, as if your souls are mirroring each other. His thoughts become saturated with your presence. Even ordinary tasks stir memories of you. Your voice, your eyes, your energy. You might find yourself thinking of him in moments that don't make sense logically but feel spiritually intentional. The shift becomes louder each day. It breaks through his denial, reminding him that what he feels has depth, weight, and purpose. You may feel a similar heaviness or warmth in your chest, signaling that your energies are aligning. He begins to understand that his feelings never faded. They were waiting for him to stop running. This truth unsettles him and comforts him at the same time. You might feel a strange sense of relief during these moments, as if your intuition finally has confirmation. His emotional walls weaken, no matter how hard he tries to reinforce them. The connection shines through the cracks with a glow he can no longer dim. You may feel this glow too, like a quiet warmth settling into your spirit. He starts sensing your emotions more easily. Your energy touches him in ways he doesn't fully understand, yet he feels it unmistakably. You might feel sudden empathy or connection, as though you're picking up his emotional frequency. The shift pushes him into deeper self-reflection. He questions why your presence lingers so strongly, why the memory of you feels alive, and why his heart softens every time he thinks of you. You may feel a renewed sense of clarity at the same moments his soul reaches for understanding. He begins recognizing that this connection is not just emotional, it's spiritual. And that realization scares him because it demands honesty. You might feel more spiritually attuned as his awareness expands. He becomes sensitive to signs and synchronicities around him, numbers, symbols, music, dreams, all pointing toward the truth he avoided for too long. You may notice synchronicities appearing more frequently for you as well. His dreams reveal the emotions he tries to silence during the day. In those dreams, everything becomes clear. The connection, the longing, the truth. You might dream of him during these same nights, sharing the same energetic space. He feels your absence as a tangible ache, not just a passing thought. This ache reminds him of what he tried to walk away from. You may feel a similar ache in your heart, especially during quiet moments. As the shift intensifies, he becomes aware that denying his feelings only strengthens them. Silence becomes heavy. Distance becomes painful. You may feel the emotional pressure around these moments, as if your soul senses his internal struggle. He begins seeking emotional clarity, even if silently. He wants to understand why you feel so different from anyone he has ever known. You might feel a rise in your intuition, as though your spirit already knows the answers he is searching for. His heart moves toward you with an energy that becomes impossible to ignore. It's not a choice anymore, it's an awakening. You may feel that awakening within your own heart, a gentle stirring that feels sacred and familiar. The shift inside him becomes the doorway to a truth he can no longer hide. His feelings rise. His soul calls. His heart reveals what fear once concealed. And you feel it, because you have always been connected to the part of him he's finally learning to face. If the words you've received so far have brought you peace, insight, or even a subtle confirmation, then let me offer something in return. Deeper truth delivered gently to your heart. Because when you show up with openness, the universe mirrors that openness back to you, revealing layers of his awakening that were once hidden beneath silence. As the shift inside him intensifies, he starts feeling a pull that doesn't come from memory alone. This pull comes from the soul. It guides him toward emotions he tried to outrun, yet now they follow him everywhere he goes. You may feel this pull too, as though something in your chest leans toward him without your permission. He begins noticing that your presence lingers longer than any thought he tries to replace you with. Even brief moments of distraction can't remove the feeling of you that sits quietly inside him. You might sense this connection growing stronger, especially during moments of stillness. His heart reacts first, and his mind struggles to keep up. What once felt overwhelming now feels inevitable, as though the truth has been waiting for him to finally look at it. You may feel increased intuition during these moments, confirming what your spirit already knows. He starts recognizing that the emotional intensity he feels isn't random. It's purposeful. It carries warmth, longing, and recognition all at once. You might feel this as a soft ache that rises unexpectedly, as though your soul is responding to his awakening. The shift forces him to acknowledge the depth of what he feels. Even if he tries to deny it, the emotions return with more strength, more clarity, more urgency. You may feel a similar urgency, a quiet sense that something within him is turning toward you again. He becomes aware that the distance between you doesn't reduce the connection. It amplifies it. This realization shakes him deeply. You may feel emotional spikes or energetic bursts during these times, mirroring his internal awakening. He begins to understand that what he feels isn't just emotional attachment, it's soul remembrance, a recognition that reaches beyond logic. You might feel this remembrance too, as if ancient emotions are rising to the surface. The shift inside him pushes away anything artificial. He craves authenticity, sincerity, and emotional truth, things he once avoided but now seeks instinctively. You may feel the same desire rising inside you, a need for clarity and emotional honesty. He starts feeling your energy as if it's woven into his own. Little things remind him of you. Words, colors, songs, sensations. You may notice synchronicities increasing as your spirits reconnect. His dreams expose the truth he tries to suppress. They show him what he feels for you in ways he can't deny. You might dream of him during this time, sharing the same emotional frequency. He becomes aware of the emotional comfort your energy brings him. Even in silence you feel like home. You may feel a soft, soothing warmth when his heart opens to this realization. His fear begins dissolving. Not all at once, but enough for him to see that hiding his feelings is no longer an option. You might feel a quiet courage rising inside you as well. He starts longing for emotional connection, not distance. His heart wants closeness, not escape. You may feel your heart expanding in response to this shift. As the awakening intensifies, he becomes sensitive to your emotional state. He feels your sadness, your joy, your uncertainty. You may feel emotional echoes too, sensing when his spirit leans toward you. He begins recognizing the depth of your energy, comforts him, challenges him. It awakens him. You might feel your own energy becoming more powerful and intuitive. The shift makes it impossible for him to continue pretending. His heart pushes forward even when his mind hesitates. You may feel this forward movement as a subtle but constant spiritual pull. He understands now that his feelings were never the problem, fear was. And fear is beginning to loosen its grip. You might feel a weight lifting from your heart at the same time. His awakening continues until the truth stands in front of him, unfiltered and undeniable. He can feel you. He can feel himself. He can feel everything he tried to bury, and he can't hide any of it anymore. Thank you truly for staying with me until the end of this message. If something in these words touched your heart, brought you clarity, or made you feel understood, please take a moment to leave a like. It helps YouTube recognize that this content matters and allows it to reach more souls who are walking the same path as you. Before you go, I invite you to confirm that this message reached your spirit by writing the phrase "Twin Flames Infinite Love" in the comments. This simple act anchors the energy of this guidance into your journey and lets me know that these messages are resonating deeply with you. And if this channel has become a place where your heart feels safe, seen, and spiritually nourished, I encourage you to join us by subscribing and activating the notification bell. Every message posted here is crafted with intention, intuition, and spiritual alignment, delivered exactly when you need it. When you subscribe, you stay connected to the flow of guidance the universe is preparing specifically for you. Remember, when you return, when you watch, when you share these videos, you are not only supporting the channel, you are also aligning yourself with the frequencies that accelerate your awakening. That's how energy works. The more you nurture it, the more it nurtures you back. Now take a deep, gentle breath with me. Close your eyes if you can. Place your hand over your heart and feel the warmth that rises beneath your palm. In this moment, I speak a blessing over your journey. May peace surround your heart like soft light. May clarity rise within you like a quiet revelation. May your intuition sharpen and your spirit expand. May your twin flame path be guided by truth, purity, and divine timing. May every emotional weight be lifted, and every fear transformed into wisdom. And may you feel the presence of divine love walking beside you, even in silence. Breathe again, slowly. Release what no longer serves you, and allow your heart to open to what is meant for you. Know this: you are seen, you are guided, you are spiritually protected. And the messages you receive here are designed to support your soul, lift your heart, and remind you of who you truly are. Whenever your spirit calls you back, there will always be a message waiting for you here. Twin Flames Infinite Love. May your path be blessed today and always.